Good morning, dear students, and welcome to Ganito Mathematics. This is Om Prakash, in short OP sir. Today, dear students, we are going to learn understanding quadrilaterals. Dear students, this chapter, if you remember, of previous session, that is the triangles and its properties, few topics are common, like angle sum properties, like exterior angle sum properties, these things. So let's begin with this topic. Paper Paper is a model of plane surface. Paper is a model of plane surface. Okay, that if we discuss about plane surface, plane curve. Dear students, if we will join points, number of points without lifting our pencil, then the shape which will form, that is plane curve. Simple closed curve. If you see that circle is a simple closed curve. If you see rectangle, it is a simple closed curve. Now second one, a closed curve that is not simple, the second part. Okay, I am drawing it here. Dear students, you can see here that curve is closed, but it is not simple because these two lines are intersecting. Okay, and the third one, a simple curve that is not closed, like we can construct like this. Okay, and not a simple curve, like if I draw like this, not a simple curve like this. Okay, dear friends, after this we will see that what is polygon. What is polygon? Dear students, a simple closed curve made up of only line segments. A simple closed curve made up of only line segments is known as polygon. Dear students, which are the shapes which are polygon? Like if you see, I am just constructing it. These are polygons. And the shape which are not polygon. This means the shape which are not polygon, like okay, dear students, one more I will draw. These are not polygons. Now dear students, next we will see the classification of polygons. Dear students, now we will see that types of polygon, that classification of polygon, and we will see according to size. So dear students, a polygon having minimum size, that is 3, and the name is, everybody knows that, triangle. Okay, shape will be like I have made a right angle triangle, so shape can be of any type. Having 4 sides, that will be quadrilateral. Okay, I'm just making it like this. If 5 sides, then it is pentagon. Okay, if having 6, then hexagon. Okay, if having 7 number of sides, then the shape of polygon name will be heptagon, and the shape will be like this. 7 sides should be there, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, having octagon, 8 sides means octagon. Then the shape will be like okay, you will find here 8 sides. And in the case of 9, nonagon, and in the case of 10, decagon. Okay, and the shape will be like that. And if we have n number of sides, then that will be n-gon in general. Okay, this means now after this we will see that what is diagonal. This means we will see the next what is diagonal. I'm just constructing one shape. Okay, this is the shape, and this means I'm just naming that. When I will meet these two vertices, when I will join these two vertices, dear students, then what will happen? The shape will form polygon. That will be diagonal actually. Dear students, we are talking about AC, and AC is what? AB is consecutive vertices and AC are non-consecutive. So diagonal is a line segment. Definition will be diagonal is a line segment joining two non-consecutive vertices. Okay, so this is diagonal. If we will construct here B and D, that will be again diagonal because B and D are non-consecutive vertices, dear students. That's why we can say that BD is a diagonal and AC is a diagonal. So in quadrilateral we have two diagonals, dear students. Okay, dear students, next we have interior and exterior. Interior and exterior. Any shape we will form any polygon. Suppose I have drawn this pentagon. Okay, and if we have to talk about interior of this pentagon, then this sided region which I am just constructing, this sided region is interior. This is interior. Okay, and if we talk about exterior, then suppose one triangle I have drawn. Okay, and that is outside. Outside this triangle, whatever portions are there, this is what? Exterior. Okay, so this is interior, which is sided one, interior, inside, and exterior, which is outside and which is sided one. These are, means this is exterior. Okay, students, coming to the next, we will see the next topic, that is convex quadrilateral. Convex polygon we will talk about. Convex and in polygon we will see quadrilateral only, and the next one will be concave. Okay, so this convex polygon, this means here the property of convex polygon is what? That when we will draw diagonal, when we will draw diagonal, this is the property. When we will draw diagonal, that diagonal should not touch that line segment or should not be outside this polygon. Then it is convex polygon. And in concave polygon, what will happen? Suppose I have made this polygon. Okay, so at this moment you can see that diagonal, if I want to give, I will give one diagonal as a here. So this is internal, but if I have to give one diagonal from this point, if I will give name A, B, C, D, E. So if I have to construct DB, that is DB line segment, that diagonal, DB diagonal, then you will find that it is outside. It is outside. So that's why it is concave polygon, dear students. Okay, coming to the next, that regular and irregular polygon. Regular and very simple it is. Regular polygon. If what we talk about regular polygon, means all the sides are equal. All the sides are equal, like in rectangle. In quadrilateral if we talk, not rectangle, if in quadrilateral we talk, then a square is what? Regular polygon, because all four sides are equal. If we talk about equilateral triangle, then all sides are equal, so that is a regular polygon. Okay, but irregular polygon having different sides, like you can see here that it is not same, their sides are different, so that is irregular polygon, dear students. That is irregular polygon. Okay, now after this, dear students, we will study angle sum property. If you remember your previous session, dear students, in previous session also you have learned this, but that was in the case of triangle. That property we will use here, but we will study in the case of quadrilateral, that angle sum property. Okay, dear students. Okay, dear students, so angle sum property, I have drawn one quadrilateral here. You can see here A, B, C, D are their vertices. Okay, and you can find internally one diagonal I have drawn, AC diagonal I have drawn, and angle I have mentioned here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Dear students, so this is quadrilateral where four vertices are there, A, B, C and D, and that interior and means that one diagonal I have constructed, and from that angle 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 I have drawn. Means this quadrilateral has been divided and by one diagonal, and you can find out that two triangles has been formed. Angle ABC. So we will take triangle ABC. Okay, we will take triangle ABC. So in triangle ABC, if you see, angle 2 plus angle 3 plus angle 4. Dear students, if you recall your previous session, that sum of all interior angles in a triangle is equal to 180 degree. That we will mark here equation 1. And in triangle ACD, angle 1 plus angle 5 plus angle 6 is equal to again 180 degree, dear students, by angle sum property of triangle. So two triangles we have. Now we will add both the equations. This means, if you have learned in previous session also, you have learned that simple equation, and there what we do, if we add two equations, then LHS we add with LHS and RHS with RHS. So this one, angle 2, means we will adding equation 1 and 2. This means, so angle 2 plus angle 3 plus angle 4, and here angle 1 plus angle 5 plus angle 6 is equal to 180 degree. Okay, and plus 180 degree. Okay, dear students. Now if you can see here, angle A is 1 plus 2. So this 1 and this 2 together we can write angle 1 plus angle 2 and plus angle 3. In sequence only we will do plus angle 4 plus angle 5 plus angle 6. That is equal to 180 plus 180. It will be how much? 360. Now this 1 plus 2 we can write angle A, angle 3 we can write angle B, and this 4 plus 5 we can write angle C, and angle 6 we can write angle D. So 360 degree. So this is the required equation of angle sum property of quadrilateral. Okay, dear students, in this you can understand now. And dear students, in understanding quadrilateral, I have divided into two parts. So in first part up to here only, and the remaining topic of this understanding quadrilateral we will discuss in second part. Okay, dear students, thanks for watching this study channel Ganito Mathematics. Thank you.